Heads up, Peanut. Okay, now toss it back.
Bobby, is that you?
Have you lost your arm? You'll never make high school squad if you don't practice.
That was in the 40s, the 1940s. It's 2018.
Easy to forget that here in Oakwood after you've passed.
What are you doing here?
Mother and Daddy sent me out here for you. Must have figured you'd be lost way over here.
So it really is you. Bobby!
I told him, Billy never gets lost. He's bound to be following me somewhere. Yeah? Me and my shadow. Now let's get training. This is a good spot to practice your throws.
I have missed you for the past 75 years.
I don't follow.
I haven't seen you since you joined the Marines.
I guess you've grown up some since I saw you last. Did you get rid of that first pimple on the side of your nose? Pop it like I told you to?
Bobby, I died at age 89.
So you're saying you don't remember? I don't remember. Is that what you'll tell Broughton coaches when they ask why you're late for practice?
You haven't changed 1 ounce.
Thinking back to Broughton sports, does Coach Stone still ask about how I'm getting along in the Marines?
Not since you died in 44.
Guess there wasn't much point after that.
But he was my favorite coach all through high school. I never would have made the baseball team.
Oh, you made baseball team too?
Oh, 4 years football and 3 in baseball.
Win lots of games?
All-state football champ in 47.
A Crocker makes All-State. Must have made Daddy proud.
Yeah. Daddy said you would have made the cut before me if you hadn't been drafted. Whew. Seems like a lifetime ago. I guess it was.
I can't wrap my head around Peanut getting anywhere beyond Broughton. I still see you as 13.
I got rid of that Peanut nickname. I pawned it off to a girl I dated at Broughton and later married.
Well, no more Peanut. What'll I call you?
Billy?
Billy. I guess I can learn to call you that. Squirt.
Oh, well, not to brag, but I was no slouch in high school either. Besides sports trophies, I was thrust into student government leadership and lots of clubs.
You said thrust. Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why'd you get shoved into all that stuff?
Because you died a hero's death.
Me?
I'd have been happy just being on the football team.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Football was your talent. I never would have been any good on my own, but Coach Stone hauled me onto the team my freshman year.
Because of me?
Because everybody was bending over backwards for me and Betty after you passed.
Oh, knucklehead? That's swell.
No, it wasn't swell. No, it seemed like the whole city of Raleigh came out for your war hero funeral.
No, I wasn't any war hero.
But the war effort was. The Broughton High went full victory corps and never looked back. Every day included a lesson on how brave young men would serve their country. Students bought enough war stamps in 1 year to build a fighter plane.
And you were caught in the middle of that?
Caught in the avalanche. Couldn't get a moment alone. Had to be a sterling reflection of my big brother.
Was it because of that football game against Wilson?
Partly that. Yeah. They wanted you in the game, but you were shipped out. You went down in memory books when Coach Stone delayed the second half kickoff while everyone watched your train pull out from Seaboard.
Well, at least at home.
Home was worse. Every morning, Grandmother'd call up the stairs to wake us. Bobby? Betty? Billy! Before even throwing off the covers, I was reminded that you had shipped out to the South Pacific.
Can't you just quit whining and grow up?
I'm not whining.
None of that was my fault.
I wasn't blaming you. Not for serving when you were drafted or dying on board that ship or for anything.
Don't blow a fuse. Not at me.
I'm not angry. And not at you. It's just that, well, heads always turned my way. I was a teenager poised on a pedestal for nothing special I had done.
Chucklehead, you were in like Flynn. I had it that good for doing bupkis.
No. Your passing created a duty list for me.
Duty list? What are you
All
talking
your
about?
someday possible accomplishments fell to the remaining Crocker boy. For God's sake. Can we say for God's sake here?
Sparingly.
For God's sake. The whole family was ecstatic when my son was named after you.
So my name did get passed down, like Daddy had hoped.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's Robert Crocker III do?
He's not a third. His father's name is William.
Oh. Right. Well, what's he do for moolah?
Oh, Robert Crocker is a physician. And what beats that? His daughter is a Crocker doctor, too. A dentist.
Crocker doctors? From Benrud? Well, we weren't college kids. How'd you afford high-priced schooling for your pups?
All right, I worked hard. Lieutenant in the Raleigh police force, then SBI, followed by Henderson police chief, and then North Carolina highway safety. The stories I could tell.
Yes, sir, Officer Crocker. I always thought I'd be the patrolman of the family.
Yeah, seems like that track fell to me too.
Should have been me. All the stories I'd have to tell.
Well, you'd have made a great officer, especially reaching out to the youth.
I just can't picture you on late-night beats. You were always curled up in bed by 8:30 before the good radio shows ever started.
How do you remember that?
Seems like just yesterday to me. I've thought about back home a lot, the family, and you end up with a good wife?
Oh, 48 years married to Susan. And I will proudly proclaim we had a good marriage. No, an exceptional marriage.
Why you?
Why not me?
Well, my beef is you got everything that I wanted. Why'd you get to live my dream?
What are you talking about? You died in the South Pacific.
But without grandchildren.
You never would have made it as a grandfather.
Oh, but I coulda. You got the life I was due for.
How did this become about you?
I was supposed to reap the good life when I got home.
Everyone expected you.
I got gypped. You cheated.
How did I cheat?
The whole city of Raleigh hoisted you up as a teenager. Everyone bent over backwards for the poor Crocker family near the blind school up on Ash Avenue.
I succeeded on my own.
You made good because I croaked. I give my life.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Do you expect me to believe that your sacrifice... Well, you didn't even want to go. You wanted to finish your senior year.
And I'll wager you used my Purple Heart Medal to land dates in high school. Hot damn! You used my Purple Heart Medal?
Not while I was at Broughton. Just once afterwards, when I was playing for the Raleigh Caps.
She better have been a real bombshell.
I was a catcher. The girls always went for the pitchers. At least that's what our second baseman told me. I was living in the pitcher's shadow. Well, your shadow.
You were given the time to live. A treasure chest of stories.
But your death never let me forget that the life God gave us was brief. Hey, what's it like here?
Here?
Yeah.
Here every day is new and crisp. No worrying about tomorrow.
Well,
It'll be here soon enough.
I don't get what
You're a high school graduate, smarty pants. You work it out.
So, each day, do you plan to lord over me that I was granted longevity?
Longevity. Sounds like a pulpit word.
Dealing with you is like talking to my grandchildren when they were 5.
Oh, did you bring Polaroids of the grandkids in your wallet?
All right, Polaroids don't go in a wallet. Now, that's not the point. What was the point?
Grandpa! I think the point is you're too old to recall your long, illustrious
Are you saying I had too much life?
Compared to me, yes. I'll come right out and say it. You got the years I lost.
I also got a hell of a lot of heartache along the way. You never had to grow up.
I don't get you. You could do whatever you wanted.
I had to get a full-time job. I had to get up for 3 a.m. feedings. I needed to put money aside for a mortgage. You never even lived outside grandmother's house.
Doing all those things would have been great. Don't you see why I wanted that life?
Maybe I forgot.
Well, picture this. In 1943, America has a pact with its soldiers. Enlist, serve your country, come home to a good-paying job with the city like Daddy had. Marry your sweetheart, have kids, grandkids, retire. I got nada, except for a 6-foot grave.
A long life has nothing to do with events like marriages and births. A drawn-out life means borrowing money to replace a broken washing machine, straightening the rim on your kid's bicycle at least once a week because you don't have the cash to buy a new one, quitting a job you like because you can't stand the politicians, watching your kids move out of town.
I would have loved to do all that.
It's about watching each family member pass away. You, Daddy, Mother, Betty, never to be heard from again. It's about being last and alone without hope of seeing you tomorrow.
God. I'm glad we're here, where we get a fresh start each morning.
How does that change anything?
Nobody worries about tomorrow. No broken washers or wondering if your son will visit next holiday.
But if something happens...
Tomorrow will still come.
So, no expectations.
Carpe diem.
This is what retirement was supposed to be like. Chewing the fat without the arthritis. Bobby.
Some folks here in Oakwood are anxious to meet you.
Well, why me?
You've got so many stories to tell. And they're tired of me talking football. Come meet my little brother, Billy. Hear about his police adventures. He's got enough life tales to cover both of us.